Nothing in this video is intended as medical advice. You must see a licensed practitioner for any evaluation, treatment, or prescription. Did I say that right? Rashne?
Yes, you did. It's Rashne.
Oh, Rashne.
Right.
Okay. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from near Toronto in Canada,
Okay.
and
Awesome.
I've been just recently told I have a cataract. I'm 54 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I really don't like any kind of medical intervention or
Mm-hmm.
prescription drugs, and I would love to deal with this naturally. So my question is, I'm relatively new to the Bates method, and there's a mention of the swing, and I'm not sure how that is done or if that's
Uh-huh.
relevant to
Mm-hmm.
cataract.
Okay. Well, here, let's try something. Now, you're watching on the computer, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you actually have symptoms, or have you just been told that you have?
I have symptoms. I've suddenly, in the last 2 months, not been able to see distance as well from my left eye, and it's my
Okay.
right eye.
So
Sorry.
cover your right eye.
Okay.
And now, can you see the red dot going back and forth on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. And what row might become a little blurry?
The second to last row.
Okay. Okay. Now, I want to show you something really interesting. Okay. If you just follow, well, first, go ahead and just notice the letters are somewhat gray, right? When they get
Right.
blurry.
Right.
Okay. And so let's go back and forth across even the bottom row. I'm going to scoot
Okay.
this up a little bit in case somebody has a short computer or like a short laptop. Um, okay, and then now, so you see that red going across, right?
Yes.
Okay, so even though you're holding your eye with your right hand, and everybody else can follow along with this too, this is valid for nearsightedness, reading. Um, okay, so so Rashne, I what I suggest now is only follow the red dot and
Okay.
don't worry about how clear the letters are.
Okay.
Just back and forth, and keep blinking. And even though you're covering your right eye, still let everything be relaxed all through your shoulders. Let them drop, and let your left eye blink a lot. And now add one more thing. Can you guess what?
No.
Breathing.
Ah,
Okay, and take some nice easy breaths, two or three. One, inhale.
that is amazing.
Okay, okay, good, good. Now, what did you notice?
Well, I notice a distinct improvement in being able to read even the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so that's good. See, now do you see what you're doing for for everybody who's listening right now? You're kind of building a fire, and this is really good. I mean, because now you already see the heart of the matter, right?
It's very exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So so yeah, I would now are you fairly familiar with Bates' approach or
No, no, I'm not. Just the little bit I've read in the last couple of weeks, that's all.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I mean you might want to get my program. What it does is kind of like this webinar, but it's very carefully designed. It's 7 hours of a lot of little tracks
Okay.
and and it's designed to listen to over and over again and to keep bringing yourself back to relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Because this culture, I tell you, well, you all know, but
Mhm.
we turn everything into hard work, you know,
Right.
and so somehow you want to keep fresh. But
Mhm.
but thanks so much. That's such a great reaction that you had.
Thank you. And
And
was that
you,
part, like, was that the swinging or was that moving the red dot a wholly different
uh,
aspect?
okay, here's the swing. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going the whole like 180. In fact, Dr. Bates said that it should be exactly 180. Okay, I think some people like to do longer, and I think that's fine. Um, but what you're doing, can you feel, and everybody, if you can watch this, well, we did the swing some in the last webinar, but I want to say something, a little nuance here. So you can feel your eyes grabbing, grabbing, grabbing. Okay, can you feel that a little bit as you go
Yes.
across? Okay, so what this is doing, it's kind of like when you rock a baby, it's just loving the baby, you know, and the baby feels so safe. And so the longer you do this, there actually is a very interesting pulsation that's natural and necessary in the eyes, but the grabbiness starts to get smoothed out.
Hmm.
And also what you notice as you swing more and more, this is called the Bates long swing. As you swing more and more, and your arms are just like heavy ropes. There are other ways to do it, but this is the most basic. And as you turn to the left and turn to the right, the trailing heel comes up a little bit. And that just helps you commit a little more your hips to the new direction. Okay, this is called the Bates long swing. What we were doing, now look back at the eye chart. Well, no, wait, let me go in steps. Okay, now you can do kind of a medium swing, okay, where you're just going across. But but the reason for the long swing, and most people won't do it because they think it's too simple. It can't possibly, do any good. It's just too simple. It doesn't cost anything. But it's profound because what it does, again, it's like rocking the baby. And it helps something let go. Okay, so now the medium swing is starting to cozy up on it a little bit, getting more like what you do in the real world. Because in the real world, when you're sitting in a staff meeting, you don't go like this, back and forth, right? Okay, well, who knows what the real world is? Okay, so the medium swing, now you're bringing it in a little bit, and then what we're doing on the eye chart with the red spot,
Right.
okay, that, and again, see, it helps how I talk you through, drop your shoulders and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it helped that I said, oh, remember to breathe. Okay, so somehow you have to tell yourself that, or of course buy my CDs. Okay,
Right.
and then what this is called. It has various names or various vantage points. One is that this is the short swing. In fact, I might be just swinging this R,
Ah, okay.
and this is called the short swing. But see, when you do this, make sure that you let your head move. Don't just move your eyes. And do you notice how that makes you blink?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. If you're blinking, you're doing something right. See, when you're staring at your computer, you're not blinking, right? Probably
Right.
not.
Right.
Not breathing, not blinking. Okay, so let's call this a short swing. Okay, well, the other thing this is it's shifting, which is a Bates term,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sketching, which is a derivative of Bates that's very popular with people like me that do this. Okay. Also, it gets into, somebody asked about, well, what is central fixation? Bates used that term central fixation because as you're bouncing your vision from one to another, you're actually fixing for a second. Okay, but most vision teachers today prefer just to say centralizing rather than central fixation. What you're trying to do is align that tiny macula with what it loves, which is to see distinctly. So you see how I'm kind of bouncing like a slinky
Mm-hmm.
going along? Okay, so this is gets into central fixation or centralization, which means looking at a very small part at once with your visual attention, and then in the background, letting everything else just go straight back to the brain and let the imagination sort it out. Okay? The whole heart of the problem with nearsightedness and these other conditions is we try and stare and we try and grab a big area at once. And the macula isn't, it's not big enough. It can't do that. So does that kind of make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Rashne. You can totally take this home with you. I mean, this will totally resolve the cataract
Wow.
uh,
No,
if you if you follow it the right way. Louise Hay, do you know that name?
I totally do. I'm a Reiki practitioner, so
Oh, cool.
I know her work very well.
Okay, well, what she says for cataract, and there a bunch of people put cataract on their list of things for this webinar. The term she used, I don't know if you remember, she says the future looks dark,
Right.
and so often, at first when I first got a copy of that Louise Hay book when I was well in the 1980s when it first came out, and I thought, oh, this is clever, but man, sometimes it's so right on. Because people, when they get sick or when they get a disease or when they stop
Mhm.
seeing, often there's been a really hard stretch
Yes,
in their life.
absolutely. That
Yeah,
holds
yeah.
very true.
So now you can, with your Reiki and all the other things that you do, you can put some intention into your eyes and helping them feel like, wow, I can't wait for what's happening next. You know?
Beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Thanks so much, Rashne.
You're
And I'll.
welcome.
Okay.